Cougars are led by head coach Joe Mortak and assisted by Ray Frazier.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Cougar Den as we are just a few minutes away from opening serve starting up. I'll run through some starters before the players take the court. So we'll start over with the Barons. Number 1, Renee Antonelli, like I mentioned in the pregame show, somebody to pay very close attention to. Number 3, Sarah Moore, the libero. Number 11, Emily Nutter. Number 12, Caitlin O'Malley. Number 14, Lucy Pridemore. Number 18, Maria Bosco. And rounding it out is number 26, Emma McDonald. And then over for your Cougars, the usual, number 2, Shayla Pepperman. Number 17, Riley Ritko. Number 16, Macy King. Number 14, Bailey Horan. Number 10, Megan Dominic, the libero. Number 4, Paige Bagosi. And number 6, Emily Ritchie. We're going to have a really good one here, folks. Thanks so much for joining us and tuning in today here live at the Cougar Den. Franciscan coming in 1-4 on the year, while the Cougars are 6-3 overall. Chatham 2-1 in the PAC. Franciscan 0-3 in the PAC so far. Franciscan coming off a year where they finished 3-6 overall, while the Cougars finished an even 5-5. So two teams that are looking to bounce back from the unusual season they all had last year with COVID. And as it'll be the Barons to open up the serve, Caitlin O'Malley will let one fly into play. Pepperman, Ritchie smacks one right past O'Malley, can't handle the heat. And we've got an early 1-0 Cougar lead already. King races in for number 14, Bailey Horan. And Macy King, she's going to be, again, a very key piece for this Cougar defense because she's going to be tasked with having to challenge Antonelli at the net on the outside. As Dominic puts one in play, Nutter to Antonelli. Smacks one, and Dominic having to die for it, able to keep it in play. Ritko rolls one, and she goes wide of the court. So a little bit of a tough start for 17 and gray. 1-1 early on here at the Cougar Den. Riley Ritko coming into the year, 98 kills, 9 service aces, hitting 1-1-7 so far this season. Pepperman to King at the middle, and she goes wide of the court there again. 2-1 Franciscan taking an early lead. But look to see that quick set towards the middle from Pepperman to King. They do that quite a bit. They have good chemistry together. It'll be Maria Bosco to put one in play for the Barons. 6 service aces on the year for 18. Pepperman to Bagosi. Bagosi rolling one out of play again. Another hitting error by the Cougars. A little bit of a slow start for Chatham, and I did mention in the pregame, Franciscan cannot allow Chatham to get out ahead early on, and right now it's Franciscan that's able to jump out early. Bosco again smacking a good serve in play. Pepperman to Bagosi, rolls one over, and it's played very well by Bagosi as O'Malley and Bosco both let it just slip right past them. 3-2 Franciscan. It'll be Bagosi to serve. Bagosi has really stepped up big time these last few matches as she's really seen her role increase. 31 kills coming into this one as she puts a good one in play. Nutter lets it just shoot right over. Very sneaky pass there as Ritchie just puts it over, and the chaos ensues. It'll be a point awarded for Chatham as it'll now nod the score up at 3 apiece. And the last time these two teams faced off, it was again last year here at the Den, with Franciscan coming out on top in a straight set victory. And now we see a Bagosi service ace for the Cougars, and Chatham taking a 1-point lead, going up 4-3. Bagosi is, again, another hard-hitting outsider, one of many on this Cougar team. Riley Ritko, Emily Ritchie, a couple others, as Bagosi finding the back row and finding some free real estate already. Back-to-back service aces as Bagosi really starting to feel it here. Sophomore outside hitter from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, puts another good serve in play, forcing Moore to dive for it. Antonelli smacks one off the hands of Bagosi, went cross-court with it, and is able to pick up a much-needed Baron point. It'll be now Emily Nutter to serve for the Barons as number 25, Bryn Jacobson checks in to the match for the Barons. Jacobson on the year, 35 kills, so somebody that the Cougars also defensively have to keep an eye on. Ritchie at the net, kept alive by Nutter, and Antonelli can't reach it. 6-4, Chatham hanging on to a very slim lead currently, as now we see Amelia Bogovic check into the match. And like I mentioned again, 20 service aces on the year for Bogovic. She's done a wonderful job from the service line. She puts another good one in play. Moore handles. O'Malley, Jacobson rolls one over. And Pepperman just sneaks one through, but Moore able to read it well. And now on the other side, Jacobson. Dominic able to save Pepperman there. Ritko puts one in play. Antonelli pulls the string on that, but goes able to come up for it. Ritko approaches, able to find free real estate. Riley Ritko with another big point for the Cougars, 7-4. And we've seen many times this year where when this Cougar team has Bogovic serving for them, they really are able to string together some good points. It's because of this initial serve that Bogovic is able to put in play. She did another nice job as confusion over on the Barons' end as both Jacobson as well as O'Malley going for the same ball. And as a result, it's a point in favor of the Cougars. 8-4, Chatham up 4. Bogovic, another good serve. Moore handles. Nutter to Antonelli, pulling the string on it. Dominic played it well. Pepperman, Ritko punches one through the block. O'Malley able to keep it alive, but Nutter not able to corral it on the second touch. So now it's a 9-4 Cougar lead, up 5. After Franciscan starting off very strong, Chatham settling down now. They find themselves up 9-4. We'll take a brief break during this timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back here at the Cougar Den and on the PAC Digital Network. Welcome back, folks, to the Cougar Den as we are about to get this one back in play. Bogovic continuing to put good serves in for the Cougars. Chatham up 9-4 over the Barons after Franciscan briefly holding on to a very slim lead early on. Cougars have now found their rhythm. Jacobson on the outside, kept alive by Bogovic. Pepperman over to Ritko, and she's again able to just scorch one right off the block, as Franciscan's not able to step up after that initial touch at the net. So now Chatham ballooning their lead to 6, up 10-4. Bogovic again finding more in that back row. And a readjustment there by Pridemore, able to still put in play. King again off the arm of Pridemore, challenged her at the net, but King just overpowering on the swing. And now an 11-4 Cougar lead. This is very similar to last year's match between these two teams, with Chatham up big time in the first set, and Franciscan eventually was able to come back. So we'll see if a different outcome happens here, as Jacobson again going too short on the swing on the outside and kept it over in Baron territory. 12-4 Chatham, as this is starting to get a little out of hand as we're about midway through this first set. Bogovic again. King pushing it down. Macy King, as O'Malley was not able to handle the serve, and Macy King doing the rest and giving the Cougars now a 9-point lead, 13-4. As Moore wasn't able to handle the serve, and Bogovic with another service ace. The strong server, number 11 in gray, absolutely dominating from the service line. And Franciscan wanting to again chat things over. We'll take a brief break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here on the PAC Digital Network. Back here at the Cougar Den, Chatham up big, 14-4 over Franciscan. And they're being guided by the strong serving by Amelia Bogovic, still at the service line for the Cougars. Bogovic, again, smoking one in play off the arms of O'Malley. And the Barons just cannot handle the heat at the moment. As we'll get another sub over on the Barons side. Megan Hickey now checking in. Bogovic still putting in very good serves. At one point, this Cougar team was down 3, now up 11. Massive point swing as Bogovic putting too much on that serve. So her serving streak ends there, but it was a good one as now Chatham is up 15-5. Caitlin O'Malley comes right back in for Megan Hickey. It'll be Renee Antonelli at the service line. 8 service aces on the year. Leads the team in kills with 45 coming into this one. Dominic puts it up. Ritko runs that into the net, and that's not going to be enough. And now Franciscan answering right back with a point of their own. 15-6, Chatham still completely in the driver's seat. Antonelli again puts a hard serve in play. Pepperman just sneaks it down, but Nutter able to keep it up. O'Malley sneaks it through, blocked back by King at the net. Jacobson approaches, smokes one off the hands of Dominic. Bogozzi outstretched, not able to keep it in play. And back-to-back points for Franciscan, 15-7. And this is where Franciscan can really slowly but surely chip away at this lead. Right now, with a little bit of momentum on their side, we'll see what they do with it. Pepperman over to Ritko, blocked back, Dominic keeps it alive. Ritko again, pulling the string on that one. Nutter stepping up, more, and now O'Malley. Bogovic sliding over. Pepperman, Ritko smokes one off the block and gets it a drop in for another point. 16-7 as Riley Ritko continuing to feed off of her impressive performance in their last match, picking up 20 kills, a career and season high for Riley Ritko. So really carrying that over into this match here. It'll be Macy King to serve for the Cougars. It's a short serve in play, but Moore's able to step up for it. O'Malley on the outside. Didn't get all of that one. King calling everyone off. Collision over by the side, but Ritko's still able to play it. As that one is just in play by Pridemore as she rear-backed and let that one fly. Number 14 in green able to pick up a Baron point and cut this Cougar lead down in half, 16-8. Chatham still in the driver's seat. Sarah Moore to serve. Low serve, Bogovic able to grab it. Horan pokes it over. Great placement by 14 as she's able to just have incredible court awareness at the front row. Saw the weak side, saw the defense get sucked over towards that far end, and now Horan getting in the scorebook and picking up a much-needed Cougar point. 17-8, Pepperman with a deep serve. O'Malley going with the hands there. Moore right back to O'Malley. Runs that into nylon. And now the Cougar lead goes back into double digits, 18-8. Shayla Pepperman, the 32 sets played coming into this one, 10 service aces from her, 26.5 points on the season. And she puts another good serve in play. Nutter to Jacobson, scorches one, but it wasn't tipped at the net, so it'll be another Cougar point. And Chatham at this point starting to run away with this one in this first set, up 19-8. Pepperman again, another low dying serve, and it looks like Jacobson and Moore both colliding. Neither one were able to figure out whose ball that was going to be. And again, serve, receive, and this is where Chatham really does a nice job at separating themselves from their opponents. And we're starting to see here, just off these initial serves, Franciscan's having a tough time handling it. Antonelli calling everyone off, a hard hit back into the back row. Pepperman, Ritko going with both hands. Jacobson back, and another confusion is ensued, and it's another Cougar point, 21-8. As it was a 4-hit violation by the Barons. So again, another miscue, and Chatham continuing to really build on these Franciscan miscues. Ritko already with 4 kills in the match. O'Malley winds, blocked back, but it falls in Cougar territory as Bogozzi and Horan both challenged her at the net. And it was just the overpowering swing by Caitlin O'Malley, who coming into this match had 18 kills on the season. 19 sets played by her, 21 total points. Pepperman quick to the middle for Horan as she lets that one fly off her hand. 22-9. As Chatham inching closer and closer to taking this first set. Emma McDonald checks in for the Barons, while Emily Ritchie checking in for the Cougars. She will spell Amelia Bogovic, who again did a wonderful job at the service line. Now it's Riley Ritko's go at the service line. It's a good one in play. Nutter to Bosco. Dominic having to jump back, but it was a 4-hit violation against the Cougars, so Franciscan being awarded the point. 22-10. Chatham still up 12. Kaylin O'Malley, a deep serve. Ritko and Dominic both going for the same one. They figured it out. Ritchie puts one in play. Nutter up towards the net for Antonelli, able to reach for it. Pepperman, Bagosi, a scorcher. Able to still be played. Joust atop the net, one back by the Cougars. Dominic. And now Ritchie rear backs and fires. Nutter to Antonelli, a scorcher off of her hand. And Riley Ritko not able to handle the heat from Renee Antonelli in the back row. 22-11. Chatham still in the driver's seat, 3 points away from taking this first set. This is O'Malley again to serve. Shorter serve this time. Ritchie able to find Antonelli, but it's rolled back by McDonald. Pepperman to Haran. Pushes one over, skied up by the Barons. Moore to Antonelli, blocked right back into Baron territory, pushed over by Nutter as Ritko had to range over for it. Ritchie now pushing it down. O'Malley going with the hands, and a diving effort down near the scores table by number 11, Emily Nutter's just not enough. As Emily Ritchie getting fancy with the placement, getting another point on the board for the Cougars, 23-11. It'll be Megan Dominic to serve for the Cougars. Second on the team in service aces this year. Nutter to Bosco. And now Pepperman to Ritchie. Again, another scorcher. Bosco's able to corral it. McDonald airmails one and puts that one way out of play. So another miscue by the Barons. 24-11. Chatham now at a set point opportunity. The attack errors go in favor of the Barons with 5 so far in the match. Nutter to Antonelli. Blocked back, but she tools the block and gets the point. So once again, Antonelli trying to keep her team alive in this set, but down big, 24-12. It's Maria Bosco to serve for the Barons. 6 service aces on the year for Bosco. As Ritko going with the hands, Dominic tried in a second effort, but it's not enough. And now the score goes 24-13. Chatham still in the driver's seat. Bosco puts one in play, a deep serve into the back row. Pepperman quick to the middle for King, off the hands of McDonald, and that's going to do it for the first set as Chatham able to close the book in set number 1, 25-13. They'll go into the second set up 1-0, and we'll see if the Cougars can continue this roll into the second set or if the Barons will be able to even it up at 1 apiece. We'll take a break here in between sets, folks, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back here at the Den and on the PAC Digital Network for some more Cougars versus Barons action. Chatham up 1-0 over the Barons. Back for the start of the second set here in this match between Franciscan and Chatham, as Chatham coming away with a huge set 1 victory over the Barons 25-13. And the main headliner there, obviously the attacking errors for the Barons, 5 in total, but the service aces completely lopsided in favor of the Cougars. 5 total service aces. So when you think about that, that's a good portion of your points coming just simply off of serves, and you're not really having to play any balls in play. So a good jump start for the Cougars early on as they look to build off of a previous win recently over Teal, as they were able to come out on top 3-1. Emily Ritchie with 19 kills in that match, while Riley Ritko led the way, like I mentioned, with 20 kills. And Ritko already off to a very strong start for the Cougars. 4 kills so far as she puts a good ball in serve in play. Antonelli now smokes one right past Peppermint and Ritko. Neither one of them could handle it, and Franciscan jumping on the board first. So we see a quick sub here. Lucy Pridemore coming back in for the Barons. Now it's Maria Bosco to serve for the Barons. Ritko having to readjust. Peppermint nearly diving to pass it. Dominic sends a free ball over, so an opportunity here for the Barons as Pridemore letting that one fly off her hand. Peppermint couldn't handle it, and an early 2-0 Baron lead. Bosco still to serve. Bosco with a low serve, but a hard one. Peppermint to Ritchie, rolls one over. McDonald going to the hands. Nutter to Antonelli, pokes it over, but Ritchie plays it well. Bagosi now lets one fly. Nutter again to Antonelli, smacked off the block, pulling it and getting another Baron point. Up 3-0 now early. And this has also been a little bit of a theme for the Cougars this year as they come out of sets and come into sets a little slow, little step behind, but then they're eventually able to pick it up, and we've seen it time and time again. One of the best starts in program history. They're up now 6-3 overall as Ritchie sends one over for McDonald. Nutter, Antonelli, the sidewinder, stays on the Barons' end, so it'll be the first point of the second set for the Cougars. Down 3-1 to Franciscan. This is a very similar feeling to the first set as Chatham trailed early on to the Barons, and they were able to definitely turn that one around as Nutter having to dive for that one. And that's going to do it as the third and final touch by Pridemore sends that one over towards the scores table. So again, another instance where we see Chatham just merely winning points off of serves. Dominic still putting in good balls. She puts in another one in low dying serve. Nutter to Pridemore. Dominic shoots it back behind the court, and it's going to be out of play. So it'll be another Baron point. So they go up 4-2. Quick sub here for Bryn Jacobson. Emma McDonald comes out. Jacobson on the year, like I mentioned, 35 kills, while McDonald with 8. As Ritchie couldn't handle that serve, it'll be a service ace for the Barons. A key point here for Franciscan as Emily Nutter putting in another serve here. A scorcher of a serve handled by Dominic. Peppermint, Bagosi, good downward angle, Moore getting a hand on it. Nutter over to Antonelli. Keeps it in play, and she gets another point for the Barons as they go up 6-2 over Chatham. And we're starting to see the aggression on the outside from Antonelli. Really does put a good ball in play. 5 kills already in the match for her as a service error going over for Emily Nutter. Another miscue by the Barons. We saw many of those in that first set. And you don't want to give this Cougar team any wiggle room because they will take full advantage of it. Spagosi at the service line puts a good one in play. O'Malley handles. Nutter. O'Malley running into the net with that one as both O'Malley and Jacobson both going for the same pass from Nutter. And we're just seeing here at times Franciscans just not really communicating. A couple times we've seen players go for the same ball as Bagosi puts another good ball in play. Nutter to Antonelli, blocked right back by King and Ritchie, forming a wall at the net, saying, not today, not in our house. Chatham still trails 6-5, but Bagosi continuing to put good serves in play. Nutter to Jacobson as she rolls that on top of the net, but it stays in Franciscan territory. So that nods the score up at 6 apiece. And if Chatham can get on a little bit of a roll here, they can really start to gain some ground and give some major separation between themselves and the Barons. Jacobson flies one. Ritko getting a hand on it. Dominic with a second effort. Somehow, some way able to keep it in play. And it's going to be a Cougar point. Riley Ritko sitting over a free ball. And Lucy Pridemore just can't handle it. That play is made mainly because of Megan Dominic's hustle, as it was a ball that was probably not going to be playable, but Dominic making it playable as Pridemore bringing the hammer there, but Dominic reading it well. Ritchie smacks one in play. O'Malley going with the hands. Antonelli rolls one over. Again, Ritko diving for it. Dominic's second effort, no good this time, as we're starting to see the movement in the back row by the Cougars. Already seen Ritko and Dominic hit the deck a couple times. Even at 7 here in this second set, it'll be Antonelli to serve. A low but hard serve. Dominic calls off Peppermint, gives it to Ritchie. Moore keeps it in play, and it's going to be another violation over on the Barons' end. A net violation this time by Franciscan, as they continue to just hand points over for the Cougars. And number 11, Amelia Bogovic, now checks in. As we saw in the first set, she rattled off a series of serves. And that one, a service error, unconventional from number 11 in gray, as we usually see her rattle off 5 to 6 serves at a time. Saw that in the first set. The last error now brings the score back to 8 apiece. Sarah Moore to serve. Peppermint quick to the middle for King, and she finds pay dirt in the back row. Macy King bringing the heat on that last swing. And again, you can just see the chemistry between Peppermint and King. Put that one right on the money for Macy King. And now we see Kaylee Davis, the hard-hitting outside first year for the Cougars, checking in. And she'll put one in play for the Cougars. Nutter to Jacobson. Handled well by Bogovic down the line. Ritko now smokes one, but out of play as she goes wide of the court. And the score goes back to 9 apiece as we see the subs make their way back into this one. King coming in, as well as Dominic. It'll be Bryn Jacobson to serve for the Barons. 6 service aces on the year for Jacobson. She puts a good one in play. Ritko pokes it over. Stepped up well by Jacobson. O'Malley on the outside, blocked right back and sent into Franciscan territory. And now it's Emily Nutter bringing the heat and keeping it in play down the back row. 10-9, Franciscan taking the lead, as we've got a close one here midway through the second set. Chatham leads this one 1-0. Ritko plays it. Horan again pulling the string. Played well by O'Malley. Bogovic now steps up. Peppermint. Ritko picked up at the net. Antonelli able to play it, and it's not going to be touched again by a Baron. And that'll nod the score up at 10 apiece. Emma McDonald checking back in for the Barons. McDonald with 1 error so far in the match. Peppermint put a good ball in play. Bosco at the middle. Dominic ranging over. Ritko blocked right back, and it goes out of play. So a tooled block by Ritko. Any which way she can get points, she will do so. Continuing the strong play that she had in the last match against Teal, and giving her team an 11-10 lead. Peppermint puts another low serve in play. Nutter sneaks it over, caught everyone at the campfire, as Emily Nutter sneakily sneaking it over on the second touch. Nutter with 53 digs coming into this match. So not only is she an offensive threat, but as well as defensively, as O'Malley just sends a screamer in play. Peppermint having to back it off the net, and it was blocked right back, this time by Bosco as well as Nutter converging at the net. As Bogosi tried to wind and swing on that, but was met by a wall by the Barons. O'Malley again to serve. Takes a little bit less on that. And it's going to be another Baron point. It'll be a double called against the Cougars, so now the violation starting to sneak over into Cougar territory. They're going to really have to buckle down here. Down 13-11 to Franciscan. Pepperman to Bogozzi. Again, pokes it over. Nutter to Antonelli. And that's not going to be handled by Dominic. When Antonelli gets a really good downward angle on her swing, it's going to be hard for any team to pick it up. And Coach Bortak does not like how his team's been playing, so he's going to take a brief timeout. So will we up here in the booth, but don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back here at the Cougar Den as your Cougars trail to Franciscan, 14-11 here in this second set. We'll be back here on the PAC Digital Network. (14-11), Franciscan leads midway through this second set as Chatham continuing to look for answers here and try to go up 2-0 heading into the third. O'Malley puts a good ball in play. Pepperman to Bogozzi. Blocked at the net, but it falls in for another Cougar point. Bosco and Nutter both again converging at the net, but they just couldn't keep the block down. Emily Ritchie checks in for Bogovic. Ritchie continuing her very strong play in her Cougar career, coming into this one 94 kills on the season as it's forced over by Nutter. Dominic to Bogozzi. Great pass, and she's finding free real estate down the sideline as Dominic put that one on the money for Bogozzi, and she knew it right away as they both met and congratulated each other. And that is the chemistry you want to see if you're Coach Joe Bortak. Now it's Ritko to serve one. Nutter to Antonelli. Challenged at the net, but kept alive by Dominic. Pepperman, Ritchie, tooling the block, getting a point. And now Chatham tying it up, 14-all. A big, big play there by number 6 in gray. And we've seen it time and time again, the senior from Irwin, Pennsylvania, continuing her strong Cougar career. O'Malley reaches down for it. Nutter, Antonelli, blocked back, but it stays out of play. A tooled block for Antonelli on the far end. And another crucial mishap by Chatham. An opportunity there to potentially go up a point and really try and put a little rally together. But it's Maria Bosco for Franciscan to put one in play. Pepperman jumps up, given to Ritchie, but she hit the pen, so a hitting violation goes over towards the Cougars' end. 16-14, Franciscan up 2. So we've got a nail biter here at the Cougar Den in this second set. Pepperman, Ritchie scorches one, but out of play, and another hitting error going against the Cougars. As in the first set, they really were able to settle down after a slow start, but here in this second set, it's been a little bit more of a struggle for Chatham. Bosco with a low serve. Ritko steps up for it. Pepperman, Bogozzi, and again, another flamethrower right off the hands of O'Malley as Bogozzi is just letting it fly away on the side. And she's trying everything she can to keep her Cougar team in this one. 17-15, Franciscan up 2. Dominic put a good ball in play. McDonald handles. And now it's Moore sending a free ball over, so a free ball opportunity for the Cougars. Quick set for King. Blocked back, but kept alive by Bogozzi. Pepperman, Ritchie, using the net a little bit there. Comes back to Cougar territory. Quick set for King. O'Malley now rolled over by Moore. Dominic, Bogozzi having to jump to the side. Antonelli still able to keep it in play. And she gets it right back and runs it into the net. Another miscue by Franciscan. 17-16, the Barons still lead. As right now, Renee Antonelli leading all players in kills with 8. Riley Ritko with 6. Dominic, again, a good serve by her. Nutter to Pridemore. Dominic able to dig it up. Peppermint sends a free ball over. Nutter sneaks it over. Both Peppermint and Dominic going for it. Bogozzi able to keep the play alive, and a free ball sent over by Ritko. Great hustle there down the side by Chatham, as Ritchie somehow, some way, able to make something out of nothing there. And now it's Peppermint over the head to Bogozzi. A side swing, Moore handled it. Antonelli now sends a flamethrower again in play, but it's handled well by Dominic. Back and forth these two teams go. Great rally we've got here as it's blocked again at the net by King, and that's going to do it. 17-17 as we again have another tied score. And it's King's defense at the net, and now Franciscan not too happy with what they see. So Coach Jordan Barton will take a little timeout here, and so will we. We will be back here in just a few minutes as your Cougars have tied it up 17-all. Little over midway through this second set. Chatham leads 1-0. We'll be back here on the PAC Digital Network. We have a tied score here at the Cougar Den, 17-all, as Chatham has been able to take off and rattle off 3 straight points. Looking to try and take the lead and potentially put this second set away. Dominic will serve for the Cougars. Low serve, handled well by McDonald. Nutter to Antonelli. Peppermint, a mile-high pop-up, able to still handle it. And now it's Ritchie with her turn off the hands of O'Malley, and that's going to be another Cougar point. Ritchie again sending the heat back into Franciscan territory. 18-17, Chatham taking a 1-point lead. As that's not going to be played, as both McDonald and O'Malley converge for the same serve. And it's going to be a service ace for Dominic, who right next to Bogovic is one of the best servers on this Cougar team and in the PAC. Puts another good ball in play, backing up McDonald. Nutter to Pridemore, blocked at the net by King, and it's going to be a Cougar point. It's 4 touches against the Barons, as King again putting up that wall that has just been so disruptive for offenses all season long. 20-17, Chatham up 3. Nutter to Antonelli, as she goes long of the court, and another hitting error against Franciscan, now giving Chatham their largest lead of this set, 21-17. As the Cougars are 4 points away from going up a commanding 2-0. McDonald. And now Pridemore sending another long swing out of play near the back wall here at the Cougar Den, 22-17. And again, another timeout by Franciscan. We'll keep it here in this timeout just to chit-chat a little bit about what we've seen during this match. And again, we see here how Chatham is just able to wear down their opponents, keeping themselves in sets time and time again, and now pulling ahead their largest lead of this second set, 22-17. But just to rattle off some numbers for you all, Renee Antonelli again leading the entire match with 8 kills, Riley Ritko with 6. Shayla Peppermint doing her thing, giving all sorts of really good passes to her teammates, 16 total assists for her. So you can start to see how this Chatham team is really kind of gelling together and forming together. Peppermint having really good chemistry with a lot of her hitters, and most notably Macy King. You can just tell when she gives a ball at the middle for King to handle, King just knows exactly what to do with it. So we're going to have to see how they can finish this one out. But again, for Franciscan, you really have to buckle down on serve receive. We've started to see them kind of fall apart here in this latter part of the second set. And if they're not able to handle these serves by Chatham, it's going to be definitely a long one for the Barons. 22-17 as we're out of the timeout. Chatham up 5. Dominic still serving. Dominic going cross court with that serve. Nutter Antonelli blocked at the net, kept alive by Ritchie, and it's going to be a Barron point. And this time it was another violation against Chatham. So it'll send in Bryn Jacobson for Franciscan, as both teams have really been caught with the error bug here so far, but it's been Chatham who's been able to prevail nonetheless. Pepperman, Bogozzi, great downward angle as she's got Barons crashing into each other. Nutter and O'Malley both flying for the same ball, and it's Bogozzi threading the needle and getting another point for the Cougars, 23-18. Chatham inching closer and closer to taking this second set. Bogozzi to serve. A long serve handled well by O'Malley. Now Jacobson sends a shot right in the hands for Ritko. Ritchie off 1 foot, off a hand by Nutter, and she couldn't handle it. Emily Nutter just could not handle the heat from Emily Ritchie, as Ritchie getting fancy with that last one, running up off 1 foot, and another set point opportunity for Chatham. Bogozzi with a low serve. Nutter, Jacobson backing up Dominic, still able to play it. Ritchie now tooling the block, and that's going to do it for this second set, 25-18, as Chatham now up commanding fashion, 2-0. We'll go into this third set, Chatham in complete domination, as Franciscan with an opportunity here in this second set to potentially even up the match, but weren't able to close it out. We'll take a break here momentarily, folks, but get ready for this third set. Chatham up 2-0. We'll be back here on the PAC Digital Network. And right on cue, coming right back into the match, is a service ace for Pepperman. And if you're just now joining us, we had some technical difficulties and now figuring it out a little bit more. Got it settled down. It's Chatham now trailing by 1. Moran reached over the net, but no call. And now it'll be a point in favor of the Cougars, as it's another violation over on Franciscan's end, so a tie ball game, 8 apiece. And if you're just now joining us in this third set, it's been back and forth most of the way, very similar to the second set, as everybody on the Barons end noticing it was going out of play, and it did. So a service error going over for Pepperman. It'll be Bryn Jacobson now to serve for the Barons. Jacobson on the year with 42.5 points, 22 total digs coming into it. Pepperman racing cross court, gives a pass for Bogozzi. Now it's Nutter, over to O'Malley, smacks one in play, but it's Bogovic able to pick it up. Ritko rifling one, skied up off the hands of Antonelli, back into Cougar territory. Now it's Bogozzi again, blocked at the net, kicked back by Bosco. Free ball sent over by O'Malley. Bogozzi again, another good approach off the hands of Jacobson, and that is going to do it for that play. A tie score again, 9-all. As Bogozzi just continuing to just let one after another fly off her hand. But a lot of these really good hits on these outside hitters are coming from these great passes by Pepperman. Ritko now to serve for the Cougars. 9-all here in this third set. Chatham up 2-1, 2-0. Kept alive somehow, but it's going to be a Barron point, as it was a lift against the Cougars. So another violation against Chatham. 10-9, Franciscan clinging to a 1-point lead. O'Malley puts a deep one in play. Pepperman, Bogozzi, blocked back, Dominic keeping it alive. And now Ritko and Bogosi colliding. As the miscommunication on the side by the Cougars continuing to plague them. 11-9, Franciscan up by 2. O'Malley another low one, but she sends that one into the net. So a service error over for the Barons, and again, those can be major momentum killers. And right here, an opportunity for Chatham to strike and try and take the lead. This will be Megan Dominic to serve. Nutter off the slide for Bosco, skied up by Peppermint. As Rico now rolls one over. McDonald, Nutter slips it through. Kept alive somehow by Peppermint, but ricochets around a bunch of Cougars, and it drops in play for a Baron point, 12-10. As Chatham there with an opportunity, but wasn't able to capitalize, as it's now Maria Bosco at the service line. It's a hard, low serve in play. Peppermint quick to the middle for King, blocked back by Pridemore, as she's now putting up a wall of defense that King could not shoot through. And now it's a timeout for the Cougars, as Coach Joe Borchak again does not like what his Cougar team is doing. But again, this is a very, very similar feeling to this second set, where Chatham trailed for most of the set, and they were able to come out on top nonetheless and up 2-0 over the Barons. And we'll take a brief break here, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here at the Cougar Den as your Cougars trail the Barons 13-10. We'll be back here on the PAC Digital Network. Thirteen to 10, Franciscan up 3 here midway through the third set. Chatham up 2-0. So they were able to put away the Barons in the first 2 sets. Bosco now low serve, handled by Ritko. Peppermint cross court to Ritchie, and she finds pay dirt in the back row. Emily Ritchie bringing the heat down the sideline, 13-11. Bogosi at the service line to put one in play. Bogosi lofts one in. Nutter, Pridemore at the middle, skied up by Bogosi. Ritchie now taking her time, and she gets it over to Antonelli. And it's Nutter sneaking one over her head and finding just enough room to keep it in play. 14-11. As the sneaky setter able to just slip one right past the Cougars. Bryn Jacobson checking in now for Emma McDonald. Good serve put in play by Nutter. Peppermint, Ritchie rolling one over. O'Malley couldn't handle it, played well off the net by Pridemore. And Nutter sends a free ball over. Ritchie again, just absolutely feeling it. Number 6 in gray, sending the heat. And Franciscan just cannot handle it. And this Cougar team needs to continue to set Emily Ritchie. She's been awfully quiet in this third set up until now. And we can just see the sheer domination that the outside hitter can have, as Bogovic with a sneaky serve. Had Sarah Moore tumbling over for that last serve, and we're starting to see again just the great placement by Bogovic. Sends another good one in play. Moore handles this one. Nutter, Jacobson blocked at the net as Bogosi got a hand on it, but it wasn't enough. 15-13, another nail biter here in this third set. Antonelli to serve for the Barons. Antonelli with one service ace this evening. Ritko. Nutter. Jacobson blocked back, and she tools the block as King and Peppermint both not able to keep that block down. King with a little frustration on her face after that last block did not go in her favor. 16-13, Franciscan up 3. So again, another hard serve by Antonelli. Ritko blocked at the net, pushed back by O'Malley. And it's going to be a Franciscan point, as a whistle was blown, but there was no ruling, and now they give it a ruling. So a little bit of an awkward there pause. Referees still able to figure it out. 17-13, Franciscan up 4. Pepperman for Ritko. Dug up again by Moore. Nutter having to give it to O'Malley, who had to readjust her route. Pepperman, Ritko, another screamer through the block, handled by Moore, but not in a fashion that the Barons want. And as it flies out of play, another Cougar point, 17-14. Franciscan still up 3, but again, this is a very similar situation that we saw in the second set. Nearly identical, pretty much. Chatham down 17-14 midway through that second set, and they were able to just storm all the way back and take it. Kaylee Davis with a deep serve. O'Malley now rolls one over. Blocked and kept alive by Haran. Ritko, blocked back, keeps it alive still as Pridemore timing it well at the net. Another block by Pridemore. It's a block party for the Barons. Ritko that time able to fire one through. Nutter, Jacobson, a screamer off the arms of Bogovic. Now Bogosi with her turn, and she finds pay dirt. Paige Bogosi putting that one in play and finding some free room in the back row. We've started to really see her placement and just her overall court awareness really starting to shine through. Nutter to Pridemore, and it's confusion on the Cougar end, and it slips down for another Baron point. As it seemed on that far side, at least, that O'Malley and Jacobson both had a little confusion. They were able to figure it out, and it was Chatham who was the more puzzled team. They weren't able to play that ball. 18-15, Franciscan up 3, Moore with the serve. Pepperman just putting it in play. Moore jumping up, keeping it alive. Bosco rolling one over, calling everyone off. Pepperman, Bogosi at the hit line. Antonelli going with her hands. Jacobson at the net. Dominic diving for it, but couldn't keep it in play as it skips out of play over beyond the scores table. 19-15. As now the Barons with an opportunity to get themselves back in this match. And it looks like Coach Joe Bortak again wants to chat things through with his team, figure some things out as they're down 4, 19-15 to the Barons. We'll take a brief break here, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here at the Cougar Den and on the PAC Digital Network. Welcome back, folks, here to the Cougar Den on the PAC Digital Network as we've got the Cougars playing host to the Barons. And right now, Franciscan in the driver's seat, up 4 over Chatham, 19-15 here in the third set. Chatham up 2-0. As Moore now puts a serve in play. Pepperman, Haran blocked back at the net again. Pepperman again to Ritko, tooling the block and getting the point. As O'Malley and Bosco not able to keep that block down. 19-16. Pepperman now to serve. Pepperman pulling a little bit off on that one. Nutter quickly to the middle for Bosco. Blocked back by Haran. Skied up by Bosco still. And Bogovic keeps it in play. Pepperman, Bogosi tipped at the net. Sent back over by Jacobson. Now it's Ritko shooting one, but it's blocked back. Skipped off the hands of a Cougar. And so it'll be another Baron point, 20-16, as Franciscan inching closer and closer to taking this third set, but Chatham not backing down without a fight. We bring Jacobson to serve. Jacobson with 5 digs this evening, 3 kills. Bogozzi rolling one over, skips off a couple hands on the Barons' end, and it rolls out of play. Another Cougar point, 20-17. And now Emma McDonald comes back in for the Barons, and it'll be Emily Ritchie coming in for the Cougars. And if you're Chatham right now, you're going to want to be best friends with Emily Ritchie and really get her the ball because she's been on a roll here in this third set. Nutter sneaking it over. Bunch of Cougars colliding, and they're still able to figure it out. Rolled over by Dominic. Antonelli backing up, still sends a screamer over in play. Bogozzi now sends another scorcher down that other end. And now Nutter airmailing one out of play, was not tipped, and it'll be a Cougar point. 20-18, as Chatham can either put this one away or the Barons can extend this match and force a fourth set. 20-18 Barons. Ritko puts one in play. Nutter to Bosco, having to reach back for it. Reaching forward was it for Ritko. Now Ritchie rolling one over. Blocked at the net this time, and it'll be another Cougar point, as it was a four-touch violation against the Barons. And it's going to be another timeout for Coach Jordan Barton over on the Barons' end. So we'll take a brief break here, folks, but things have gotten a lot closer and very, very interesting. Chatham now down one, but the Barons still in the lead, 20-19, late in this third set. We'll be back here on the PAC Digital Network. Back here at the action at the Cougar Den on this lovely Thursday evening in the great city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 20-19, Franciscan clinging to a 1-point lead. We appreciate you all joining us, tuning in from wherever you are in the world. Again, Jack Ridenauer here bringing you all the latest and greatest action between the Cougars and Barons. Good serve by Ritko. O'Malley now airmailing one. Was it tipped at the net? No, it wasn't. So we've got a tie score again, 20-all. And at this point, you might as well just set the score to 0. And it'll be the first to 5. As right now, both teams 5 points away each from taking this third set. Bosco blocked back by Haran. Ritchie and Haran just forming a wall at the net as Ritko keeping it in play. Ritchie sends a scorcher off the hands of Antonelli. Back into Cougar territory, another opportunity for Chatham. Ritchie now pulling the string and getting a point as Emma McDonald, tumbling down, wasn't able to play it on the sideline. And again, if you're Chatham, continue to feed Emily Ritchie. She is absolutely rolling here in this third set. 21-20, Chatham up 1. Nutter sneaks it over, and again, catching the Cougars on their heels is Emily Nutter. And we've seen that a few times this evening where she'll just send it right over her head on the second touch. Chatham again playing a little too deep. O'Malley sending a deep serve in play. Pepperman, Ritchie, block back, and it goes out of play. And another opportunity for the Cougars to really extend this lead, as it was just barely sent out of play by Franciscan. A good defensive effort at the net by the Barons, but just couldn't capitalize. Dominic with a good serve. Moore skies it up. Sent over by Bosco, but she runs it into the nylon. And now Chatham 2 points away from taking this third set. Franciscan wanting to chat things over. We'll stay in this timeout and chit-chat a little bit because, like I mentioned before, another nail-biter coming down the wire. And this is the second straight set that Chatham has been down a majority of the first part of the set, and then they're able to just slowly but surely bring themselves back into it now with another opportunity to close out this match. And if you're Franciscan, this would be a huge, huge win because, again, 1-4 overall in the year for the Barons, 0-3 in the PAC right now. So they have been struggling, but let's just rewind it a little bit to the 2020-2021 season, the COVID year, if you will, for the Barons. Their only straight set win came against this Chatham team, and they also, in the 2020-2021 season, had their highest hit percentage for a match against the Cougars at a 138. So again, you just can kind of see that the Barons have had their way a little bit in recent memory with the Cougars. But again, the name to really highlight over on the Barons' end, Renee Antonelli, a reigning all-PAC player from a year ago, second-team selection with 10 kills. But for your Cougars, lots and lots of very, very high-profile offensive performances. Emily Ritchie with 12 kills, a quiet 12 kills, but whenever she has had an opportunity, she's been able to capitalize. 9 kills for Bogosian, 8 for Ritko. As we're back here, deep in this third set, 23-21, Chatham up 2. Dominic with a good serve. Nutter, Bosco, blocked back by King. Macy King forming the wall at the net and able to just send that one right back into Baron territory. 24-21, match point for the Cougars. Antonelli blocked again by King, and that's going to do it. Macy King forming an incredible barrier at the net. And that is going to do it here at the Cougar Den. Chatham taking this one in straight sets, 3-0, as they dominated the first set, had to fight their way back in the second and the third set. But the incredible defensive play down the stretch by Macy King, the even better offensive performance by Emily Ritchie. It has been an absolute show and a half here at the Cougar Den. We appreciate you all joining us, like I mentioned before, from wherever you are in the world, whatever time zone that you might be in. It's been a joy and a pleasure to bring you all the latest and greatest action here at the Cougar Den. But for now, folks, we're going to be signing off from the Cougar Den. But until next time, everyone, as always, continue to cheer for your Cougars. And it's Jack Ridenauer saying good night and see you later here on the PAC Digital Network.